It's been a good week so far. They're focused in, locked in. I think everyone's excited about Saturday night, just the challenge of playing a really good Washington State team, along with continuing to honor the military. For us, we've been able to build a pretty good relationship with members of the Navy SEAL community, so we've invited some of those guys back to spend a couple days with us. We're going to put one of the unofficial logos of the Navy SEALs, the bone frog, on the helmet to honor them. We've got some other things planned. It's senior night. We're going to honor our seniors at halftime at the beginning of half, so it'd be great if the fans could just sit in their seats for take 4 minutes. And this would have been Nick Pasquale's last home game as well, so we're going to have the Pasquale family out there and a little kind of special presentation for them. As everyone knows, they've just had Nick had a tremendous impact on us, and their family continues to. So we just want to show our appreciation for them, and it should be a special night. But the main thing is trying to get a win against a really good Washington State team. And our practices have been good, and I like where we're at.
You always have probably great feelings about senior nights and everything, but many of these people will be part of your first recruiting class. Does that make it a little more?
Not tonight, because we do this senior appreciation dinner before the season starts, where I get to actually kind of talk about them, and so you get the emotional part out of the way there, and we have more games to play. So, but I think it's really special for their families. Hopefully this isn't their last game on the grass at the Rose Bowl, but if it is, it's just another opportunity for them to come out and watch their kids play and give them a hug at halftime, and tell them how much they've enjoyed the experience of them being UCLA Bruins.
My invitation to that dinner must have gotten lost in the mail. I missed
that. Looking at Washington State's defense, what do you think of the job that Alex Grinch has done, especially as a first-time coordinator?
Good. He's done a nice job. I mean, they like I said earlier in the week, they're very impressive up front. I think most good defenses start with a good front against the run and against the pass, and they do a really nice job there. I think he does a nice job scheming and keeps you off balance. They do some unique things in coverage, and it looks like their players have have a good grasp of the system.
Is it tough to bring extra pressure against that offense just because of how many quick passes they have?
You have to be really tuned in to situations and what their tendencies are. They have a real ability to get rid of the ball quickly, and sometimes you can waste a pressure if it doesn't get there, and so you expose yourself to voids in your coverage. But you have to mix it up. I think in any game you have to mix it up. You try to keep them off balance just like they're keeping you off balance, and keep them guessing just like they're trying to keep you guessing. So it's a mixture of zone coverage, it's a mixture of man coverage, it's a mixture of dogs and rush zones and blitzes and fire zones and zone pressures and combination coverages, and that's what you try to do every week.
You guys were able to force some turnovers last week. You had 4, and that was all October. Do turnovers kind of come in bunches like that?
Well, I mean, historically, you kind of talk about turnovers come in bunches. It's always interesting when you're talking about giving up sacks, getting sacks, creating turnovers, or giving the ball away. As you walk that fine line about between talking about it too much and not mentioning it at all. But I think one thing that's consistent, people always say, "Oh, turnovers and sacks, they come in bunches." And I don't know if they really do, but if there's a placebo effect and it helps you, then we'll take it.
What kind of pleasant surprise has Johnny Johnson been, especially given all of his shoulder injuries before this?
Just really happy for him. We always knew that he was very talented. We saw it in high school, and we saw it when he first got here, although he got injured pretty quickly in that first camp, as you remember. But I just feel happy for him that, going through 2 shoulder surgeries and then coming out and playing at the level that he's playing at. I mean, it's great. A lot of guys would have lost their confidence, and he hasn't. And to have a guy that you can put out there and put in bump and run and feel is pretty dependable. I mean, he's going to give up. You play a lot of man-to-man and bump and run, you might give up some catches, but he hasn't given up a lot, and it doesn't seem to affect him when he does. He just comes back as aggressive as ever. So I'm really happy for Johnny more than anything.
How different a player's attack from this time a year ago?
Well, he was real raw when he got here. You saw the talent, you saw the size, you saw the speed, you saw the intensity that he played with, but I think he was kind of flying by the seat of his pants. He hadn't been with us in spring. He hadn't been with us in the fall camp. So it was every week he was trying to learn the game plan rather than learn our scheme. And now that he's had over a year, he understands our scheme better and how he fits, and I think that helps his production. He's more consistent.
Might any of the injured linebackers at all, Isako, Josh Woods, be able to come back this week?
No, we're pretty depleted there, but we'll get through it. Yeah.
Well, since we're on injuries, how about Devin Fuller?
No. Devin, I don't know about Duarte. He hadn't practiced all week. Johnny Johnson or Steven Johnson hadn't done much. I don't know. But whoever shows up will play their butts off. I can promise you that.
The receivers will.
We'll have 11 guys on the field on both sides of the ball, or on the offense and defense when we take the field, and kicking game. So.
You're sure about that? Man?
Well, we haven't had a snap yet where we've only had 10 or had 12, so I'm happy about that. I guess Oregon State was allowed to have 12, but we're not. So, yeah.
Care to expand on that?
Nope. I think it was pretty obvious to anyone that knows anything about football what was going on there. So,
All right, thanks, guys.
all right,
Hey,
thanks.
James.